Hockey fans across Canada are reeling from a series of steep price increases to Sportsnet streaming service Sportsnet Plus, which many view as blatant robbery. In less than a year, the annual price for Sportsnet Plus Premium jumped from an early bird $179 to $199, then to $249, and now a stunning $324.99. Latest price increase being roughly 30%, and was announced in an email to subscribers with no new features or improvements offered in return. Fans and commentators alike have characterized the move as a pure robbery from Rogers, calling it an absolute middle finger to hockey fans in Canada. Frustration stems from the sense that Sportsnet is abusing its near monopoly on NHL coverage in Canada, raising prices because simply they can, not because the product has improved. Sportsnet holds exclusive national NHL broadcasting rights, a position it paid $5.2 billion for in 2014, and an eye-popping $11 billion to extend it for 12 more years. This dominance leaves Canadian hockey fans with few alternatives for out-of-market games. With no competition offering NHL streams nationally, Sportsnet can impose those big price jumps, but at the risk of alienating its own consumer base. And the recent 30% price hike seems to have crossed the line. Many longtime subscribers responded with outrage and cancellations, openly accusing Rogers of prioritizing profit over fans. Sportsnet's own website and app reportedly struggled under a new wave of cancellations, as angry fans rushed to cancel their subscription in protest. On social media, the announcement was met with disbelief and sarcasm. Fans described themselves as flabbergasted and blasted the hike as unjustified corporate greed. However, if the soaring price weren't enough to swallow, Sportsnet's Plus service quality has given subscribers little reason to stay. By many accounts, the platform is plagued with technical problems and design flaws that lag behind industry standards. Users frequently report being forced to re-log in to the app constantly, sometimes even in the middle of a game, which disrupts the viewing experience. The app has a reputation for crashing, freezing, buffering at crucial moments, and overall, it's just very clunky to use. Sportsnet is a very poor streaming service. There are many frozen screens and delayed video of games, one user observed on Reddit. Constantly logs you out and makes you retype your password, sometimes even mid-game. The stream will buffer forever. These kinds of basic reliability issues have persisted season after season, even to fans' frustration. What makes the poor performance more shocking is that premium paying users still face content restrictions like old-fashioned TV blackouts. Even after shelling out hundreds of dollars for Sportsnet Plus Premium, subscribers can still find games blacked out due to regional right rules, the very scenario the service was supposed to solve. Fans living in provinces or regions with no local NHL team, hence no local broadcast to protect, are often baffled to discover they're still blacked out from certain in-market games. For example, a fan in Saskatchewan might have multiple Canadian team games blocked because those areas are claimed as home markets for faraway franchises. Users just outside an NHL city's territory also get caught in absurd blackout situations that make little sense in the streaming era. Paying customers outside of Canada fare no better. Sportsnet Plus simply does not work abroad due to geo-locking. Even if you're a Canadian on vacation trying to watch a game you paid for, it will be blocked if you're not in Canada. In an age of global connectivity, this lack of regional flexibility comes off as outdated and deeply anti-consumer. The consequences of Sportsnet's technical woes are apparent in fan sentiment. When a streaming platform fails to deliver reliability, users often seek alternatives, and by alternatives you know what I mean. It's less reliable than a random internet stream of the game. One Blue Jays fan wrote of Sportsnet's app, comparing it to sailing the seas, if you know what I mean. Others noted they experience fewer interruptions on pirated feeds of the official service. The constant buffering and errors have led many to conclude that Sportsnet isn't worth the money, especially not at a new premium price. Beyond price and reliability, longtime NHL streaming customers bemoan the loss of features they once enjoyed under the league's old digital platforms. Before Sportsnet Plus, formerly SportsNow, took over as the main service provider for NHL games in Canada, fans had access to NHL Game Center Live. That platform included a rich set of features that hardcore fans came to love, most of which have vanished in Sportsnet Plus era. Notably, the flexibility of choosing different broadcast feeds is gone. In the past, a Game Center subscriber could select either a home team's commentary or an away team's commentary for any given game, and even radio play-by-play feeds for a local flavor. That allowed fans to enjoy their preferred announcers or coverage style. On Sportsnet Plus, however, viewers are typically stuck with a single feed, often the Sportsnet broadcast or whatever regional feed is provided, with no home/away choice at all. Fans also pointed to the disappearance of multi-game viewing features. Game Center Live offered the ability to watch multiple games simultaneously. For example, via a mosaic view or at least picture-in-picture tile overlays, which is invaluable on busy nights of many games. According to one fan's comment, how did we go from 4 streams at once to this? Sportsnet Plus initially launched without any multi-game view at all, meaning 1 game at a time, no picture-in-picture, no split screen. And things don't get any better. The NHL Vault, an on-demand archive of classical games and past seasons, was another unique perk of NHL Game Center. It allowed fans to dive into historic matchups or catch up on games they missed. This archive access was either dropped or severely limited under Sportsnet's watch, leaving the new platform focused only on live or recent content. For diehard fans who enjoy living the old glory times, that's a serious downgrade in value. Finally, device support in interface simply took a step backward with Sportsnet's app. The Game Center platform, run in part by MLB's advanced media arm, in its later years, supported a wide range of devices and generally had a user-friendly schedule interference. Sportsnet Plus subscribers have complained that the schedule and navigation is just confusing and clunky, and finding games or knowing what's available is harder than it should. Early on, Sportsnet's app infamously limited rewind/pause functionalities. One user noted you could only rewind 10 seconds at a time, making it impossible to pause a game for longer breaks without missing action. These might sound like small things, but they all add up, and together they make the viewing experience feel inferior to what existed years prior. When the deal was signed, there was a lot of potential and hype, and now we have this trash? Wrote one Redditor. For fans who remember the heyday of NHL Game Center, Sportsnet's offering feels like a significant step down in quality and functionality. This loss of legacy features has only fueled the anger at Sportsnet for charging more or less. The cumulative effect of these issues, aggressive pricing, subpar service, fan-unfriendly policies, is a severe hit to Sportsnet brand among customers. Rogers Communications, which is the parent company of Sportsnet, is not a struggling upstart. It's one of Canada's largest media and telecom companies, pulling in $20.6 billion in revenue over the last year. Fans know this, and it only amplifies the outrage. With Rogers posting healthy profits and even expanding its sports empire, for example acquiring 75% ownership of MLSE, the parent company of the Toronto Maple Leafs and other teams, consumers see the Sportsnet Plus changes as driven by pure greed rather than need. Rogers and Sportsnet are facing serious brand erosion due to the aggressive monetization strategy. Fans no longer feel like valued subscribers, they feel exploited. The damage isn't abstract, it's real and visible. Thousands are cancelling Sportsnet Plus, and many are encouraging others to do the same, even sharing how to sail the seas. That kind of mass rejection, especially from longtime fans, is a major red flag for any brand, and the league itself is getting damaged by this as well. As fans leave or disengage, the league could see declining viewership in its biggest market, and declining viewership means less interesting hockey and just harder for new fans to engage with the game. Another aspect sharpening Canadian fans' ire is a stark comparison to the US market and other streaming alternatives. South of the border, hockey fans can watch out-of-market NHL games through ESPN Plus at a fraction of the cost of Sportsnet, and ESPN Plus annual subscription cost is about $120 USD, which comes to around 160 Canadian dollars per year. Roughly half of what Sportsnet Plus Premium now costs. For that price, American subscribers not only get every out-of-market NHL game with both home and away feeds via NHL Powerplay feature on ESPN Plus, but also a slew of other content, NHL playoff games that aren't nationally exclusive, plus coverage of numerous other sports from UFC to college football to soccer and everything in between. The value proposition is simply much better. A Canadian paying $330 for Sportsnet Plus gets only hockey, and hockey that is limited, whereas an American paying $160 gets hockey and far more, generally without the same level of technical headaches. ESPN has its own issues, but it's largely seen as a stable platform with modern features. Users commonly report streaming in Full HD 1080p at 60 FPS on ESPN Plus, with some games even in 4K. Whereas on Sportsnet Plus, you're basically counting pixels stuck on 720p and still don't offer 4K streams. The ESPN Plus app and interface has been well received in streaming quality, according to user reviews, and it allows up to 5 simultaneous streams on one account, so a family or friend group can share an account much more easily. By contrast, Sportsnet Plus has stricter device limits and still suffers from basic stability problems. The cross-border gap in NHL streaming options is adding fuel to the fire for Canadian fans. On Reddit and fan forums, more people are openly discussing using VPNs or US billing tricks to access ESPN Plus, which offers more reliable service at lower cost, even if it technically is against the rules. The fact that fans are willing to jump through hoops speaks volumes about how poorly Sportsnet Plus is being received. In the USA, they have more choices: ESPN Plus, Hulu Live, YouTube TV, and regional apps, which all vary access to NHL games. None are perfect, but the key difference is competition. In Canada, Rogers has a monopoly. If you want full NHL coverage, there is no real alternative, and Sportsnet Plus' rising prices and outdated tech makes the monopoly feel even more unfair. In a hockey-obsessed Canada, pushing loyal fans to the breaking point is no small feat, yet that's exactly what Sportsnet has done. A mix of aggressive price hikes, glitchy service, outdated blackout rules, and growing perception of corporate greed has left fans angry and disillusioned, and now walking away. What was supposed to be a transformative NHL deal has become a nightmare. Instead of improving access, Rogers' control has driven up the costs while delivering a worse product. The backlash should be a wake-up call. Diehard fans are saying enough. Rogers needs to respond with real changes, lower prices, better streaming quality, app fixes, and rethink the blackout policies. Otherwise, the exodus will grow, the NHL will suffer, and passionate fans will not have access to games. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing to the channel. Subscribing is free and you can unsubscribe at any time if you don't like the content. Let me know some of your experiences with Sportsnet. I am European based, so I kinda had to go off of like articles and what people are saying online. So I would like to hear your stories in the comments, and especially what you think about the new pricing. As always, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.